All right, let's talk about survival tech. And I don't mean some fancy water filter or a solar charger. Nope. I'm talking about something that looks like a plain old brick, but is actually a meal that's been engineered to last for 20 years. So you might want to forget everything you think you know about emergency food. Today, we're cracking open the MRE9.
But first, you gotta ask, why would anyone even need a meal that's 2 decades old? Well, let's talk about a scenario that's becoming way more familiar than we'd like. That moment when everything just stops.
Okay, let's get real for a second. If the power went out right now, for the next 72 hours, what's your actual plan for food? I'm serious. Are we talking about a couple of sad, stale crackers and that forgotten jar of pickles in the back of the fridge? Because for most people, the plan gets pretty shaky really fast.
And here's the bottom line. The second the power cuts, your refrigerator is officially on borrowed time. All that food you count on every day, it starts a countdown to spoiling. What you really need is something that doesn't depend on the grid at all.
And this is that solution. The MRE9 isn't just a snack. It's a completely self-contained, high-performance energy source. You should think of it less like food and more like a biological battery pack.
Now, to really get what makes this thing so special, you have to know there are different kinds of emergency rations. You've got your military-style wet packs, the full meal in a pouch. They're pretty good, but they're heavy, bulky, and only last a few years. And then you have this category, compressed ration bricks. Their whole reason for existing is maximum energy and extreme shelf life.
And trust me, they are not messing around when it comes to energy. This one little 500-gram brick packs over 2,400 calories. That's enough fuel to get a grown adult through a whole day of hard work. It's just a wild amount of energy and a package that literally fits in the palm of your hand.
But here's the really smart part. It's how it delivers that energy. This isn't just a sugar bomb. We're talking about a carefully balanced macronutrient profile. You get this huge hit of carbs for quick fuel, 55 grams of protein to keep your muscles going, and a high-fat content for that long-burning, sustained energy you'd need in a crisis. Every single gram is engineered for performance.
So let's get into the teardown and see how they build this thing. I mean, how is it even possible to make food last for 2 decades? Well, the answer isn't magic. It's just some really clever material science.
Just think of it like a fortress with 3 impenetrable walls. First, they vacuum seal it, sucking out all the oxygen that makes food go bad. Second, they wrap it in a heavy-duty aluminum foil, which is a total shield against light and moisture. And third, the brick itself has almost no moisture, creating this desert-like environment where nasty stuff like bacteria and mold just can't grow.
And this right here, this shows you the one variable that you can control that makes all the difference: temperature. Heat is the #1 enemy of long-term storage. You keep this thing in a hot car trunk and you're cutting its lifespan by more than a half. But if you store it in a cool, dark closet or a basement, you're not just getting 20 years, you could be looking at 25 or even more.
Okay, now for the fun part. A spec sheet is one thing, but how does the MRE9 actually stack up against the competition? Let's put it head to head.
Now, what's absolutely nuts about this is the energy-to-weight ratio. For every kilogram you're carrying, a standard military MRE gives you about 1,600 calories. The MRE9, it's giving you almost 4,900. That is a total game changer. We're talking nearly 3 times more fuel for the exact same weight in your pack.
But what about those fancy freeze-dried meals, I hear you ask? Well, they're light, for sure, but they have a massive weakness. They need a ton of clean water to rehydrate, and usually hot water. In a real emergency where the tap isn't working, clean water is basically gold. The MRE9's advantage is its absolute simplicity. No water, no fire, no prep. You just open it and eat.
So look, owning this gear is a fantastic first step, but to really get what you need out of it, you've got to know how to handle it right. Let's go over the rookie mistakes you definitely want to avoid. So you've got your rations, you figure you can just chuck them in a box in the garage and you're all set for the next 20 years, right? Yeah, not so fast.
Here are the 4 big ones. Mistake number 1, storing it somewhere hot, which we now know just destroys the shelf life. 2, forgetting you still need water to drink. A dense, high-energy food like this is going to make you thirsty. 3, ignoring the manufacture date. That 20-year clock starts ticking the day it's made. And 4, freaking out over a little dent. As long as that vacuum seal isn't broken, it's totally fine.
So, the most important thing is knowing when one has actually gone bad. And honestly, the signs are impossible to miss. If the package is puffed up or bloated, that means bacteria got in there, it's garbage.
Any obvious tear or puncture means the shield is broken, and if you open it and it smells weird, looks discolored, or feels slimy, don't even think about it. It's done.
So after this whole teardown, what's the final verdict? What does the MRE9 really represent when it comes to being prepared?
It really all boils down to three key things. First, its logistical superiority is just unmatched. You simply cannot pack more ready-to-eat energy into a smaller, lighter package. It's not possible. Second, that 20-year reliability isn't just some marketing gimmick. It's based on proven science, which gives you incredible peace of mind. And third, it provides real nutritional security. It's packed with essential vitamins and minerals to keep you going when your options are zero.
And that kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. In an age where we can get pretty much anything delivered to our door in under an hour, technology like this really makes you stop and think about what it truly means to be self-reliant, when the systems we depend on every single day just aren't there anymore. Are you ready? Something to think about.